and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jennifer Cohen. I am your host. I sure hope you've been out enjoying this amazingly gorgeous spring-like weather. I have seen t-shirts and tank tops and shorts abounding everywhere, as well as lots of fresh sunburns. So please remember, put sunscreen on. It's very, very important now that we have this gorgeous weather to get out and enjoy the events that are happening around the Verde Valley. As usual, no shortage. Brandon Wacker, engineer and EMT from Cottonwoods Fire Department, is in the studio today to discuss the upcoming Fallen Heroes Golf Tournament that's happening on April 30th at Verde Santa Fe Golf Course. You get to enjoy a round of golf, lunch, great raffle prizes, and all in support of the 100 Club of Arizona. And it's going to be a beautiful time of year for it. You can almost guarantee perfect golf weather here in Arizona. Next up, we'll have Peggy Dickey, the robotics coach at Camp Verde Elementary School, along with her son, Joey. He is a robotics, coding, and cybersecurity student. Very cool stuff going on there. They'll give us the 411 on the Battle of the Bots that's going to be coming up. Camp Verde Elementary has an amazing robotics program. Peggy and Joey are going to tell us all about the fun that they are having there and how you too can get involved. Then we'll be joined by Lisbeth Fulbright, who is the, get this, the Youth Empowerment Services Program Coordinator for the Verde Valley Sanctuary, and Carla Hover, the Program Manager for Yavapai County Community Health Services. The Verde Valley Sanctuary offers a safe haven for victims of family violence and sexual assault, provides shelter, community outreach, legal advocacy, education, and prevention. Now, part of their education program is their upcoming Teen Maze, which is happening on March 8th and 9th. It is designed to help teens learn to make good choices by encouraging them with the use of their helpful staff in a fun and not threatening environment. Elizabeth and Carla are going to tell us all about that in just a few. And next we'll have with us Sharon Thaler and Mary Stelpstra from Spirit of Joy Lutheran Church. On the first Saturday of every month, Spirit of Joy hosts a free children's clinic for children ages 2 weeks to 18 years. And every Saturday, they host a children's clothing exchange. If you've got kids, you know how important this is. They grow every day. You buy something and next week it doesn't fit. So this is really cool. This happens every single week. Lots of good is being done for our community's children through Spirit of Joy. Sharon and Mary will share with us all the beautiful details on that. Then we'll go on location and meet with the assistant principal of the Clarkdale Jerome School, Steve Dirksen. Now, since he was a boy, Steve has been training and flying homing pigeons. Now, today, not only is Steve still following his passion for these beautiful and intelligent birds, but he incorporates them into his educational programs at the school. We had a great time talking with Steve. I know you're going to enjoy this one, too. And then we'll finish up today's show with a live performance from Cara Marie. Cara Marie is a singer, songwriter, and healing artist. She plays acoustic guitar, harmonica, and sings with great heart and soul. Her newly released CD, I Surrender, is a collection of songs all written in Sedona, and it's receiving high acclaim across the country, so you'll want to stick around and hear it for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. We have with us Brandon Wacker, the engineer and EMT from Cottonwood Fire Department. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Very welcome. You have the job every 5-year-old boy wants.
Yeah,
you get to drive the fire truck.
I do.
Oh my gosh, that is so great.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 2 kids. They're 6 years old and 2 years old.
Oh, great. Boys, girls?
1 boy, 1 girl.
Oh, very cool. Does the boy want to grow up be just like Dad?
Yeah, he talks about it.
Yeah, I bet.
But he talks about baseball too.
So. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
He must think he has the coolest dad in the whole school. So that's pretty awesome. Now, tell us, you have the 4th annual Fallen Heroes Golf Tournament coming up on April 30th. Now, tell us a little bit about that program.
Yeah, it's coming up. We started it 4 years ago now. Mm-hmm. It actually started an idea from one of the sergeants at the Cottonwood Police Department, and I'd kind of heard what they were doing, and I wanted to be part of it. And so I jumped in and started helping, and since then I've kind of more taken the lead on it. Mm-hmm. They're still involved for sure and help out quite a bit, but you know, I've done taken the lead on it, and without their help, though, I mean, I couldn't make it possible. Sure. Every year, our goal, we set our goal higher and higher, and every year we seem to meet it. So
excellent.
We need to try and do. Last year we hit $10,000, and so that was huge for us. You know.
Great. Congratulations. Yeah. Now, how is the money raised?
It's raised strictly on sponsorship, whole sponsors, and registration from the golfers, and raffle tickets and gun raffle tickets. So we raffle off a gun every year. This year we actually have 2 guns.
Wow.
So we'll be raffling off, plus tons of excellent items from the Arizona Cardinals, the Phoenix Suns, local businesses.
Nice.
So it's a good time.
I bet, that's for sure. Now, do you have to be one of the golfers to partake in the raffles?
The gun raffle, no. The gun raffle, you can buy tickets. They're on sale now. You can contact myself, the Cottonwood Fire Department or Police Department, or Steve Troutman, at our fire inspector at Cottonwood Fire Department. And you can buy those now. You don't have to be present to win.
Right.
There's a spot for your name and phone number. And we'll be doing the drawing after the golf on the 30th. So.
Very good. How much are those tickets?
They're $10 each, 8 for 50 or 18 for 100.
Wow. What kind of guns do you have this year?
One of them's a 12-gauge shotgun, and the other one's the new Springfield 1911 45 handgun.
Wow.
So,
how about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you a golfer?
I am.
Do you play in the tournament every year?
Yes, I do.
You do? Excellent.
Yeah, me and my dad and a couple other friends of ours. So.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun. And Verde Santa Fe is a beautiful, beautiful golf
It
course.
is.
Now, is it limited to the number of golfers you can have?
Yeah, we set a limit at 104, more for because of golf carts.
Sure.
It's a limited, he's limited on golf carts, and we need a few extras for our volunteers that need to be out on the course doing stuff and whatnot. So we usually hit the 104 mark. So
Nice.
We're usually around 104 golfers every year. So
Wow.
it's a good time, and we have the same people back every year, it seems like, and they all
Sure.
say they have a good time.
Oh,
So.
sure. Golfers are a pretty loyal group,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah.
So, now, how do they register for that?
To register, they contact myself. My number is 928-821-2317, or they can contact the Cottonwood Fire Department at 634-2741 and talk to Steve Troutman.
Wow.
And call and register. The registration deadline is the Wednesday prior.
Okay.
So the 27th we have to have payment and registration by then. So we can get the golf course taken care of and
Right.
get everything set up
Absolutely.
instead of last minute. So
Yeah, don't wait till last minute though. If there's cap at 104,
Yeah.
and I know there's more than 104 golfers out there, so you
There is.
guys want to go ahead and jump on that definitely early. Now, tell us a little bit about the 100 Club of Arizona.
The 100 Club of Arizona is a nonprofit organization that provides financial assistance to the families of police officers and firefighters who are killed or injured in the line of duty. So if one of us, God forbid, is hurt or killed on a call, they step in and help the family. They show up with a check the next day as soon as they get confirmation to help the family with whatever needs they need. And then they'll stick with them for a couple weeks to a month or so and help pay for plane tickets to get family out here for funerals, help set up funeral stuff, help with funeral costs if needed.
Wow.
Stuff like that. The Granite Mountain Hot Shots over in Prescott a couple years ago, the 19 that lost their lives, they stepped in and did a tremendous job with all that. So
Yeah, I bet that's a really important cause.
yeah, and they've actually, that's how they started, and then they've kind of grown into, now they do scholarships for our kids.
All right.
So when they get to go to college stuff, they can apply for scholarships. They help departments buy safety equipment if they can't financially provide for it. So they kind of step
Wow.
in and help do that.
That's
and
really important.
They do a lot of good things. So it's a
bet.
great organization.
Yeah, I'll say. And $10,000 is nothing to sneeze at that you raised last year, but still, I bet that doesn't go very far.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely, come on out, golfers.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Get out there, sign up. It's going to be happening on
April 30th.
April 30th. There we go. I had to double check it. Confusing dates. Stop. Registration begins at 7. Is that
Yes.
correct?
And
there
then
you go.
with shotgun start at 8 o'clock.
I'm going to start at 8 o'clock. That's awesome. And lunch as well?
Yes, so as soon as everybody's done golfing, actually this year we're doing something a little different. In the past, everybody gets done, comes in and eat lunch. This year they're going to do a sack lunch, and they're going to bring it out to us on the course. So while we're playing, they're going
nice.
to bring you your lunch. So that way it just kind of speeds things up. So when they're
Yeah.
done, we get back to the clubhouse, then we're going to jump right into the raffle and do the raffle and all that stuff.
Oh,
and
that's
then we're working on it. We haven't got it for sure, but last year we did do a golf ball drop with the helicopter. So those of you that were out there last year and participated, it's hopefully going to come back. We're working on it. So
Yeah.
they buy a golf ball and it gets put in a bucket. We take the bucket to the helicopter and they fly over and they dump the bucket out by a pin, and the ball that's closest to the pin wins.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible. It was a really cool thing to see last year.
Does anyone ever get a hole-in-one with that?
This last year's first year we did. And,
Yeah.
they usually just stick a pin in the ground. They don't actually do it on a green.
I see. Okay.
So
Sure, that might be a little damaging.
yeah. So they usually do. Yeah.
Hundreds of golf balls Talk about divots.
They usually do it on the driving range. So
Oh,
yeah.
That's got to be fun to see, though.
It was. You know, watch
Oh my
that guy
gosh.
lean out of that helicopter and dump these balls. I'm like, it's a little sketchy. It was raining that day too.
Oh no, it was raining. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, but I bet that guy thought that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, how
Yeah.
often do you get to do something cool like that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wow, what a great event.
Yeah,
you,
it is.
you got
It's
it
a good
all
time.
covered.
Yeah.
Good for you, taking the reins and running with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, like I said, without the help of Jim Yakovaci and Kevin Meary and Josh Verde at the police department, and then Steve Troutman at the fire department with myself, and
Sure.
those guys are a huge help, and you know.
Oh, I bet.
So
I
yeah.
bet. Well, awesome job,
We all work
Brandon.
together and make it happen. So
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so golfers, get ready. April 30th, you are going to get to the 4th annual Fallen Heroes Golf Tournament. It's going to be happening at Verde, Santa Fe, but you want to go ahead and sign up early because it's only so many. And of course, the raffles, go ahead and call the fire department, the police department, get your raffle for your gun raffle. That's kind of fun. Only in Arizona can you say stuff like that. It's just we're having a gun raffle. It's just awesome.
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate everything that you're doing with the fire department. Thank you for being an EMT,
Yeah.
the job I couldn't do. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you,
Thank
Brandon.
you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Peggy and Joey Dickey. Peggy is the robotics coach at Camp Verde Elementary School, and Joey is a student of robotics, coding, and cybersecurity. Is that the coolest? You guys are just cool.
Well, thank you. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for being here. Did you get to get out of school, Joey, to come here?
No, this is a weekend. Our weekdays are Friday through Sunday.
No.
Our weekends are Friday through Sunday.
Oh, you're one
Yeah.
of those progressive schools, are you? Good
Yeah.
for you. You're lucky. Your mom put you in a good school.
Well, thank you very much. I happen to work there.
So sweet. So, Peggy, tell us about the robotics program over there at Camp Verde Elementary.
Okay. We have a lot of fun. We basically work with two types of robots. They're Lego NXT robots and Lego EV3 robots. And what we do is we work with the kids to have them design and build and computer program these robots to accomplish certain missions. And the particular mission right now that we're involved in is called Battle of the Bots. So we're excited about that.
I can tell Joey's shaking his head. He's like, yeah,
I
that's
love
awesome.
it. Like,
Really?
it's basically where you're in a little circle or a square circle with black tape, and you get to use like a color sensor to like make sure you don't get out of it. Like,
Okay.
if you're out of the square, you lose.
Then it's like
so,
wrestling.
Yeah.
Sure, it's
It's
robot
a
wrestling.
lot like wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like sumo robot wrestling.
Neat. So
It's-
how do you?
That's what it is.
Cool. Do
Yeah.
you have to disable your opponent? How does that work? How do you
Well,
win?
you can flip it over,
Ah.
or you can push it out of the square or circle.
I see.
Yeah. See, me and my partner are trying to make two engines, well, a medium motor right here. And then so it's going to turn. There will be like a little screw type thing that will make this go over. And so like after 2 seconds or something, it'll probably like be colliding with the other robot, and it can just flip it over.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, I love that enthusiasm. That's the most amazing.
Yeah, I did it
inspiring
last
10-year-old
year.
I've met.
You know, we discovered this by accident. I had a STEM camp last summer, and STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And I just decided to include robotics. And the kids were begging to fight the robots, and I said, no, you can't fight the robots. You know, we don't want to damage them. And I thought, well, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. So I put a little square, and we started, you know, this process, and they went nuts. And I thought, you know, it's a great way to get them involved in problem solving, because what they have to do is design their robot to overcome their opponents. So they really have to be strategic about how they computer program their robot, how they design the robot. Is it going to be, you know, a forceful pusher? Is it going to be a flipper? So I really kind of latched onto that and thought, oh, I've invented this great thing. But then I logged on to Google, and it's like people do this. It's a national competition. It's so
there's a show
Yeah,
on
she
TV.
thought she was the only one, and then here's this big list of people, and she's
I
like,
know. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, so there's a lot of people that do, you know, this sumo wrestling with robots, and it's not the thing on TV where they make those big, amazing robots. These are just, you know, the Lego robots.
basic, simple little Lego robots that collide.
Yeah, but with a
you
lot of
say
different
basic,
designs.
simple. Yet I couldn't make a Lego
Well,
Christmas
I
could
tree,
teach
let
you.
alone-
There are directions. Yes.
Yes.
They're really good and helpful.
In the beginning, I
directions.
have them follow directions, and then after that, they, you know, I allow them to implement their own creative designs. And, you know, some of the most amazing designs are when they free build themselves.
Sure.
They really do some amazing projects,
Yeah.
stuff that I wouldn't think of.
Right.
Yeah, because the normal design is only like a square with a lifty thing. But I think the normal design could work, except if the thing that goes like this would go a little more like straight
Sure.
and like towards the ground, so
That
it
makes
could
sense.
And
go
the little-
under it and flip.
The little thingy that he's talking about, they have many different names for
Oh
it.
yeah,
Some
they're
call-
beams.
Some call it a wedge, some call it a lever.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Too fun. How is this program funded, Peggy?
Oh, well,
I was so interested in robots, and I'm like, Mom, I want to work on robots. And she actually tried to look for all these good teachers, and she even found Coach Freddie, the guy on Spare Parts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she found him, but he wasn't open. But she actually thought, what the heck? Why don't I do it?
Wow. You
Yeah.
have an awesome mom, Joey.
Yes, she's
well,
the best.
and to answer to your question, unfortunately, there is no funding in our school for robotics, so I have to charge the kids. They pay $60 a piece. So this funds the robots. I was able to, and there's so many costs that we
Yeah.
have.
Especially time, like when you're on the team, I'm pretty sure it's like football. I don't think when you're in football, I don't think anything can like delay it. It's like that.
Yeah.
You cannot let anything get in its way.
That's awesome.
It's
so
very
it's a team
serious.
effort. That's really
Yeah,
Yes,
it's-
we have
it's-
competed in trash trek.
Wow.
It's very
It's
fun.
a first Lego League team, but you know, it's tough to get the funding. We live in Camp Verde, which is a Title I school, which means it's a lower socioeconomic area, so there are only certain kiddos that can afford this.
Right.
We try to go out and do sponsorship presentations to local businesses, and we've got some awesome local businesses that have contributed. So thank you to, you know, Home Depot, SEC, Camp Verde Water, and who's the other one?
Oh, yeah, look at the
Let's see.
shirt.
Taylor Waste. Taylor Waste. Thank you. Yes.
These are great T-shirts. They say Cyber Cowboys. This is
Yes,
awesome. So the
it's-
Battle of the Bots is happening. The one that's open to the public is happening on Friday, March 4th. Now, is that happening at the school? Where is that happening?
Yep, it's happening over at Camp Verde Elementary School. If they need information, it's supposed to be from 10:30 to 11:30. If they need any more information, they can give me, they can contact me through my email or phone number, that's fine.
Sure, yeah. You can email Peggy at pdickey@campverdeschools.org or call 928-301-8141. That's going to get you all the information you need on seeing this Battle of the Bots, and we get to see Joey compete and watch his little pusher. Don't you love the enthusiasm? This is awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for what you're doing, and I can tell it's very appreciated.
Oh, well, thank you for having us.
Yes.
It was
You're
fun to
doing a
come
great
over.
job.
All
I
she's
bet.
done is very appreciated, and my friends get to do the same thing. So
Yeah.
that's more than enough.
That's, doesn't that warm your heart as a mom?
does.
Oh my gosh. I just love it. Peggy, thank you so much. Joey, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you at the
you.
Battle of the Bots.
Great.
On
Thanks.
March 4th over at Camp Verde Elementary School. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something.
Then do it.
I dare you.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Lisbeth Fulbright, who is the Youth Empowerment Services Program Coordinator for the Verde Valley Sanctuary, and Carla Hover, who is the Program Manager for the Yavapai County Community Health Services. Ladies with big titles. Gotta love it. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting us and
It's
helping
pretty
us.
amazing. So, Youth Empowerment Services Coordinator, what does that mean?
So we have a Youth Empowerment Services program. We go into local schools throughout the Verde Valley, and it's about a 5-week program, and we talk about different topics: cultivating compassion, building self-esteem, having healthy friendships, and building into healthy relationships. So
Wow.
we have some great topics that
Those are great topics. Really, they didn't have those topics when I was a kid. I had issues on every one of those.
I agree.
So that's amazing. How long has that program been in existence here?
I've been doing it for 10 years.
Wow.
So I believe it's maybe been here maybe 11 or 12 years, but I myself have been with the sanctuary and doing the program for 10 years.
Wow, that is amazing. And you're associated with the Verde Valley Sanctuary.
I am.
Which is an amazing organization on its own. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we're a 28-bed facility, and we're offering emergency shelter for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. We have a couple thrift stores where people can donate and they fund the shelter entirely. Then
Wow.
we have a legal advocacy center, so we can help with orders of protection and just be support for
Right.
the women that need our support. And then we also have a women's support group in English and in Spanish for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
That is amazing. That's a lot.
It is.
There's a lot going on there. I mean, wow. And it's such you hate to say it, but it's such an important support line to have.
Yes.
Because domestic violence and sexual assault is prevalent these days. It's just something we have to deal with. And no longer is it kind of shoved under the carpet.
Right.
We really need to get out there, and folks who are victims need to get support and help so they can move on with healthier lives.
Absolutely.
And thank goodness for the Verde Valley Sanctuary for what you guys do. Now, back up. You said the thrift stores fund the program?
They fund the shelter.
Wow.
So we have one in Sedona called Twice Nice, and then we have one here in Cottonwood called Second Chance.
Yes, you do. And they're both wonderful.
Yes.
I'm a thrifter, so hence the 70s outfit you see today. Thrifty. So that's wonderful. What a nicely run program that is. Wow. Now, you have something coming up which is really, really interesting. It's called the Teen Maze.
Yes.
Now, tell us what that program does.
So Carla, do you want to talk a little bit about I definitely want to include Carla.
Teen Maze is an event that we've been doing for about 9 years now here in the Verde Valley. Before that, we were going to Prescott and transporting the kids to Prescott.
Wow.
So it is a variety of stations to get the students through middle school through high school. And we talk about everything from drug abuse, tobacco use, nutrition, STD prevention. We do teen pregnancy prevention. And then the Sheriff's Department's doing cyberbullying, and we're doing safe relationships with the sanctuary.
Great.
Did I forget? Oh, and CrossFit's joining us this year. CrossFit is
awesome.
coming and going to talk to the kids about the importance of physical activity and give them some events.
Got a home run there.
Yeah.
That's a lot to coordinate.
It's a lot. We have 9 stations. I hope I didn't forget anyone.
I think, did you do the glasses?
Oh, and local law enforcement,
Local law enforcement.
is doing a section on drunk driving, and we'll have the fatal vision goggles so the kids can
good.
actually see
Those are great.
what happens if you're under the influence and how it affects your vision and your depth perception.
That's true. That's a good one because everybody thinks, oh, it's
no big deal.
Like, yeah.
But so it's a very interactive. Each of the booths are doing some sort of game with the kids, so they get in, they do something interactive, and they learn at the same time.
Yeah, that's the way to do it with kids.
Yes.
Fun, interactive, non-threatening, very interesting.
Fast-moving.
Fast-moving. You understand children. This is good. That's really cool. Now that's happening March 8th and 9th, the actual maze when the kids are going to be
Actually,
going
8th, 9th, and 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th.
We just had to increase it a little bit.
Oh,
we now
good.
have 830 students coming from 12 different schools.
Yes.
Wow, what an
Which is-
impact you're going to have.
It's the largest number we've had in the past few years, so we're really excited.
Congratulations. That is really amazing. And how it works is the children are coming through their school. Is that how that's working?
Yes, the school makes the reservation, buses them into us,
Very good.
and we do it all in one building, one spot.
Wow. And you're going to be having it over there at the
Clemenceau building, which is also the school district office on North Willard, and they just bring the buses up, unload them. They all are treated to a seatbelt display with a car that spins, and they can see what happens if you don't have your seatbelt on.
Great.
And then we'll get them into the maze, and they will be able to go around and see all these different things.
Wow.
And interact with people from the community.
Right.
So they're meeting police officers, they're meeting county health people, they're meeting sanctuary people, they're meeting community people that really care about them.
In a very fun and safe environment. So, sometimes there's that don't talk to cops type of belief, and so that's giving them an opportunity to just sit. And I know that the law enforcement and firefighters there do a lot of things in the schools, but this gives them another opportunity to sit and meet with them and learn some great things.
Absolutely. Boy, the amount of knowledge that's going to be gained over a few hours, and all super important stuff. I mean, I'm a parent and I understand all these issues are really big issues. And as a parent, you don't want to hammer on your kid constantly about this stuff. When someone else does it, it's always so much nicer. Your mommy told me to, and I'm mommy. But when someone else comes and says it, it's really amazing. And to be there hands-on and experiencing it, that's truly amazing. Now, Carla, you're the program manager for the Yavapai County Community Health Service. How does
I'm
that work
actually
for
program manager for the community health education programs.
All right.
So our community health education department here on the Verde Valley, we have 6 staff, and we go and see into the classrooms, into child care centers, we work with seniors on chronic disease. So we see everybody from early childhood. Well, actually, we have a program that sees pregnant moms, so all the way up through elders in a variety of programs. We now have 16 grants. Spread across the county, and we have another office in Prescott, so we cover the entire county.
My gosh, I'm exhausted just listening to all the work you do. That's fantastic. And you're smiling, and you both obviously love your jobs.
Love my job.
This is amazing. What an amazing program you guys are both working for. This is just something. And the Teen Maze, I want to go.
Well, I wanted to mention that we actually, on the 7th of March, which is the Monday before it actually starts for the students, we have a parent preview night from 5:30 to 6:30 there at the Clemenceau building. And this is one of the biggest reasons we want to get the word out. Obviously, we've got a lot of students coming, but to get the parents out to see what their students are learning, and they have questions beforehand, people will be there to answer those questions.
Well, that's great. Now, if you have any questions yourself, you can go to verdevalleysanctuary.org, or you can give them a call at 928-634-2511. Lots of information there for you about the Teen Maze, about any of the Verde Valley Sanctuary sanctuaries programs, or any of the programs that were mentioned today. Did you get them all? I think there was like 110, something like that. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Very much. Carla, appreciate you. Keep up the good work. I'm so inspired by you.
Thank you.
So it's really awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We now have on loan from the Spirit of Joy Lutheran Church with us Sharon Thaler and Mary Stelpstra. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. We were just talking about bringing your passion for life into the studio today, and we have such passionate guests today, and you ladies are no exception. So tell us, there's so many amazing programs that you guys do over at Spirit of Joy Lutheran Church, but we want to primarily focus on the ones for children today, and especially the children's clinics. They have free children's clinics every first Saturday of the month, unless it's a holiday. Tell us about these.
It was started about 3 years ago. It was a brainchild of Susan Albright, who is a nurse practitioner here, and she just seen so many people who weren't going to medical care, especially children, because of no insurance or having to pay a huge deductible and that. So, and she got on board, and we got some wonderful donations, and so we could get an exam table and scales and all that stuff that we needed. And she donated her time, and now Claudia Converse, who is another certified nurse, has kind of taken over for right now. We'd like to be open more if we get the usage, and we'd like
Still,
to.
that's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, we'll see about 3 or 4 every Saturday morning that we're open. So
nice. And for what you're doing, is it general health checkups? Is it specific questions?
There's some school exams.
School exams.
Sports exams.
Oh, excellent.
And for minor illnesses, but still, there are many people who can't afford to go to a physician, and it's not quite an emergency room kind of thing. So it's certainly, we've certainly had a nice response from the people who have come in.
I bet. It's an incredibly valuable service. I know what it's like to go to the pediatrician. I know the bill that you get at the end for them to go, look at this way, check your blood, okay, you're out, and it's like $300 later.
And we don't require any documentation. All they have to do is sign a release that it's okay to treat their child.
Wow.
So we don't care about where they're coming from or what their status is. So it's just, we want to treat these little kids with ear infections.
Right. Right, the common things, ear infections, or maybe growth or developmental issues or anything like that. It's so important to get right on any sort of issue with a child. And there's that hesitant of, single parent or something like that maybe doesn't have it, or everybody's working and they still don't have it. And it's amazing that you guys are able to do that program. Now, where does the funding come for it? You said that it's a volunteer.
It's all volunteer. We get donations from people of the church, donations from different people in the community that help keep it going. And so it's just, it's something we want to do for the community.
Right.
And
that's wonderful. And you guys are located at the Spirit of Joy Lutheran Church at 330 Scenic Drive in Clarkdale. And you do that the first Saturday of every month.
First Saturday of every month.
From when to when?
From 9 to noon.
9 to noon.
Yeah.
That is really amazing. Now, there's something else that you're doing on a weekly basis, and that's on Saturdays. That's a clothing swap. Tell us about that. That's truly amazing.
Right. We do, it's called Revolve, and basically it is taking good and used, really nice things that have been gently used, and taking them in exchange for other items. We've all had little ones who grow out of something.
Yeah, overnight.
And so what we're trying to do was to take and allow people to come in, bring their gently used clothing, and then come in to pick out either tops and bottoms, things that they might need. And the wonderful thing is when you see what the kids are like when they come in and want to pick out something, a Superman shirt or a nice pair of pants, the smiles and the that you get as a result of it is wonderful. But it's once again, it's free. You bring gently used clothing and it revolves. It goes to someone else, and we have new underwear, new socks, things like that, new shoes.
Wow.
We just had an Undie Sunday where the congregation brought in underwear for
socks, so we could get them all.
Undie Sunday. Oh my God, that's so cute.
So it's really great. Great community.
Yeah.
And we also get donations for that. That was started with a grant, but we're finding we're having to buy clothes for boys in that probably from age 3 to 3rd grade age, because boys aren't real gentle on their clothes.
That's true. That's true.
And so some of our stuff, especially for boys in that age, is new.
Yeah.
And so fortunately we have the funds that we can take advantage of sales and stuff and do that too.
That is a wonderful service. I know from being a mom. Overnight, they grow out of stuff.
Yep.
Before you can even break it in, they're growing out of it. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and it's very, children are expensive. Let's just say that.
They are.
The most expensive pet there is. So you're also doing a new program with backpacks now. Is that correct?
Yes. They're called Joy Packs, and therefore right now we've got 2 schools that we're working with, and we're hoping to expand beyond the schools. But it's food for young people who might not necessarily have great things to carry them through the weekend. So it's donated little cups of macaroni and cheese and soups and anything that you can top off.
Wow.
That will help what they call food insecure, children that might not necessarily have a lot to help them through the weekend.
Wow.
So,
see, up until this year, it was I think it was the Yavapai Food Bank, but then they closed. So that stopped the program for the kids in the schools. And we have a couple teachers and several that work at the schools and seeing the need. And so the church just decided that was another outreach program we could undertake, and so we are doing, I think, 16 at the Oak Creek School campus down in Cornville, and another 12 at Clarkdale School. So we're hoping we can get other churches and others involved with us, even if it's just donations, that we can get to, Cottonwood's main campus and stuff. And,
wow, that's an amazing program.
The school was noticing too that these little kiddos come in awful hungry on Monday morning for breakfast because they haven't had much to eat through the weekend. So.
Gosh.
And the kids are excited when they get it.
I bet. Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
What a
so
wonderful
that's
thing.
just been going, a couple months that we've been doing that, yeah.
Excellent.
So
good for you guys.
It's still in the going stage.
Sure, but what a wonderful thing to do to fill a need that is, prevalent all over the place. It's just amazing. So some really great programs going on. If you want to check out the website, it's sojaz.net. So spiritofjoyaz.net. Check it out. There's lots of good stuff on that website about how you can be involved in these programs if you want to assist with donations or be part of the free children's clinics or the clothing swap or the, filling the food niche for the weekend. You want to get involved. sojaz.net. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Thank you, Sharon Perry. Really appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you for the opportunity. This has been great.
Welcome. You're very welcome. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
As long as the pigeon stays above the falcon, it's safe. Pigeons are very strong. You see these chest muscles? Very strong. They fly about 60 miles an hour, anywhere between 50 and 60 miles an hour, and they can pretty much fly almost all day. People in racing pigeon clubs will take them hundreds of miles away and they'll be back. They're extremely strong. And they also, you've seen some of the wild pigeons, the way they kind of dive and maneuver. They do that to get away from hawks also. You probably have to measure from the middle of the bird to the last primary feather and then double it. So that's one wing there. That's pretty good, isn't it? What would that be? Would that be 2 feet or maybe, would that be 2 feet? You figure both wings?
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now out here on the soccer field at the Clarkdale School with Stephen Dirksen, who is the assistant principal of the Clarkdale Jerome School. Thank you for joining us here.
It's my pleasure.
It's very cool why we're here, and it has to do with pigeons, which are so cool. Tell us about your life with pigeons, Stephen.
Well, I've always liked birds growing up. I have had pigeons pretty much all my life, and I have also been involved in the sport of falconry as well. Mm-hmm. So I do have a couple pigeons here in Clarkdale, and I like pigeons because they're healthy, they're strong, they fly fast, and they return home when you let them go. If you accidentally leave the cage open, they come home. So they're a great pet to have.
Very nice. Now, did you get started when you were a young boy?
When I was young, yes.
What got you interested in actually owning them, though? I know that you see why you like them, but not everybody has pigeons.
Well, I was raised in Anaheim, California, and I joined a pigeon racing club at that time, and they gave us my friend and I, some starter birds.
All right.
And we raised them, and we had fun with them.
Well, that's great, and it's been a long time till here, and now you're using them for educational purposes, which is really cool.
That's right. Kids like it when you bring pets to the classroom, and I'm able to somehow include pigeons in just about every lesson, believe it or not. Little kids, grade school kids like it. They just like to see the birds. They like it when I talk about the pigeons. They like to pet them. They like to see them fly around the classroom. And then as you get older, you can have more advanced lessons. For example, 1 month ago, I did a lesson to our teen leadership class on first impressions. Did you know that people's first impressions of pigeons are negative? Some people think they carry diseases. Some people call them flying rats. But what I tell them is that there are pigeon war heroes from World War I and World War II where they have saved hundreds of lives. One pigeon whose name is Cher Ami, there were American soldiers that were getting bombed by Allied forces, and they were able to put a note on Cher Ami, this pigeon, and it flew 25 miles in 25 minutes, and they then diverted the bombing by Allied forces. So it saved 194 lives. So there are many war hero pigeons. So the lesson on first impressions is so that students, if they see someone maybe they don't really care for too much, that's just a first impression. That student may really be a neat person when you get to know them. So I use that as an example, how many people don't like these pigeons you see flying around, but when we look at the pigeons, there are some actual war heroes, and so they are a really neat bird. So that's one of the examples I use.
That's amazing.
When I teach.
You can tie pigeons into almost anything.
That's right. And then of course here the lesson was on avian flight dynamics, aerodynamics, showing the students how Bernoulli's theorem works with creating lift with the pigeon wing or airplane wings.
That is truly amazing. And And do you always carry pigeons with you everywhere you go?
No, I don't, but often when I do go to places and travel, I'll take them with me and I'll let them go. Or my wife is good enough to take the pigeon carrier and let them go for me.
Oh, thank goodness for the wife being amenable to this lifestyle.
That's right.
It's definitely more than a hobby for you. It's absolutely a passion.
It's a passion.
Yeah, and it's wonderful that you can incorporate that here at the school.
Yep.
Now, tell us, you like to release them and have them come home. How far have you gotten?
Well, I've released them up at the summit on Mingus Mountain just before you drop into Prescott.
Wow.
Now, I want to go a little slower with that because if I just let them down in the Prescott Valley right away, maybe they would get lost. So I'm using gradual steps.
Well, that's pretty far.
Pretty soon I'll let them go right in Prescott. And they'll climb over the mountain and find their way back.
Wow. See, I don't think I could do that. So a bird doing it for you is just amazing.
Yeah,
you must feed some good seed to have them want to come all the way back.
They need a lot of protein.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And there's lots of information online about pigeon clubs, believe it or not. azpigeonclub.org. You can check that out.
Yeah.
Now, Steve's going to take us to the pigeons' home, to their home base, and we get to see them return. So that's really cool. Thank you for that.
That'll be great. Let's go.
Here we are standing in front of the pigeon coop. Now, Steve, tell us, how did you get the birds to come home?
Well, when you get them when they're very young, before they can actually fly. And so you can put them in your cage and then you can have them walk around and they'll just walk back into the cage. Then before long, they're flying on their own. Okay. And if you have their feedings, say once or twice a day at the same time, say the morning and then the evening, then they'll know to come back, particularly during those times, because that's when the food is. That's when they know they'll get fed. So these two pigeons, they haven't come back in yet. Maybe they're not that hungry right now. But normally, a routine would be that I would let them out in the evening, and they know that they'll get fed that evening, so they'll come right back in. And then I'll shut the door. Then when I come home from work, I'll open and let them out. They'll fly around the city. And they'll come back in for their food and stay there. So when they're flying probably for an hour to an hour and a half, then you know they have a good view of the house and they know the surrounding landmarks, and then you can start taking them further away.
Wow, that's really amazing. So it's just all about the food then?
Yeah,
and
food
patience.
and the idea that this is their home, this is where they are protected from the elements and things like that.
So birds enjoy a home. I mean, you don't really think about that with the wild birds.
Right.
But they enjoy having a home nest.
Pigeons have a homing instinct to come back to their home nest, right.
How interesting. So as long as your neighbor doesn't have better food than you, you're good.
Right, that's right.
Well, that's really fascinating. Thank you for showing us a little bit about your life with the pigeons. I really appreciate you having us. It's just so interesting. And you can check it out online if you want to get into a racing club or working with pigeons of your own. As you say, they're pretty easy to work with.
Pretty easy to work with, very healthy.
Sure. Yeah. And not an expensive sport.
Not at all.
Really. You
not
just got to be handy and, of course, patient and good with birds.
Right, right.
So, and obviously you are. So, Stephen, thank you so much for
You're
talking
welcome.
to us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more of the experience, so don't go away.
Just so you're aware, there's 12 tail feathers. Spread them out, there'll be 12. And there's 10 primary flight feathers. You see here where the feathers start going to my left and then to the right, they kind of point. Those to my left are the 10 primary flight feathers to the right wing, and then here are the secondary feathers. Kind of see those. The primary flight feathers kind of correspond to your hand. The secondary correspond to your lower.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so one more finger if you're not very active. One finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Happy, happy day, oh Lord, I love. When I feel this way, and life is good, oh, life is grand. I said life is great. This sweet love that fills my life feels so good. Makes me wanna cry. Never felt so sweet, never felt so strong, never felt so deep. Oh, happy day, happy, happy day, oh Lord, I love. When I feel this way, and life is good, I say life is grand, oh, well, life is great. Oh, na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Ah. This sexy love that envelops me has got me behaving so badly. I fall to pieces each time you touch me. Oh, happy day, oh, happy day. Oh, I love when I feel this way. Life is good, oh, life is grand. I said life is great.
I loved that song. That was wonderful. This is Cara Marie. It's wonderful to have you back on the show. And you've made a new addition, the harmonica. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Very nice. I love how it sits there and it totally coordinates. I love the spirit of joy in your music now. You've really brought it up and it's really happy. You must be happy.
I am.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy now.
It always shows.
It
You can
shows.
always tell. Well, thank you for being here. You can check out Cara on Facebook, Cara Marie on Facebook. You can also go to carasmosaic.com and see her beauty and all of her wonderful things. And you have a new CD out called Cara's Mosaic, I Surrender. Very, very nice. I love this picture of you, by the way. I love the cover art. So it's wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really, truly amazing that you have the time to do that. So tell us a little bit about how this album differs from your last one.
Well, this is the first solo CD that I've created, and I had some help in the studio. Had like 3 Trees had come in and done some percussion for me, but not usually in the past it would be like a band creating it.
Sure.
So this was really just mostly my vision. and
nice.
the energy of Sedona, really, and me being here and it becoming a part of who I am, and its transformation energy.
Yeah.
And just really, I'm excited to be sharing it with the world.
Yeah, yeah, thank you so much for sharing it. And you're doing some really important work. We were discussing with the Sedona Lodge, how you've been performing there and helping those folks. Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
Well, what I love most about playing there is it's a more quiet, more inner place to be rather than the nightclub scene or bars where it's very external. The people that come there oftentimes are faced with a lot of physical challenges that could potentially be life-threatening. And so they come to learn how to better love themselves and nurture themselves. So they're learning juicing and meditation, and they're getting healing work, and they're there for extended amounts of time. And being there and going to sing for them and connect with them and just hold space for them on an important journey. It's fulfilling on many levels.
I bet it is. I bet it is. As a musician and a songwriter and an artist, to be able to touch people's lives in that way is really special. So I'm really happy for you to be able to do that. And how are you doing with your painting these days?
My painting, I'm actually ready to dive back into that. We're getting ready to actually move into a new space.
All right.
So I'm looking forward to having more space to create in, and just everything's expanding and elevating, and it's just so beautiful.
Oh,
and I'm excited to see how it expresses itself on canvas.
Yeah,
next.
yeah, that's so interesting. You know, we see performers. We've been doing this show now almost 2 years, and we've had a couple performers on, and it's so wonderful to see you evolve. You know, when you came in, you were so beautiful and so sweet and so angelic, and now you've got a little more going in this particular little sass. I love it. The sass is coming out. You've got the harmonica. You know, it's a little bit different than the last album, a little bit different than the song before, and it's just so wonderful to see you do that. I just love watching the musicians evolve and go on, and I love that you write all your own songs. That's truly a gift. I never know how anyone ever does that, especially when you got other things going on. So that's amazing. And so if you want to go ahead and get a copy of this, you can go to carasmosaic.com, and that'll tell you what you need to know.
Yep, you can find it there. And if you want to become a fan, you can go to Kara's Mosaic on Facebook as well.
Facebook is awesome. And you'll be playing at the Illuminate Festival, the film festival that's coming up in June. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
You were on their website.
Am I?
You are.
All right.
So well, there you go. you heard it here. So check out Cara Marie on Facebook, carasmosaic.com. You can also check out the Verde Valley Experience on Facebook. That's right. We have a Facebook page now. So check it out, like it, share it with your friends. It's really cool, if I don't say so myself. Thank you all very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. We really, really appreciate you being here with us. We'll see you next time. And I leave you with Cara Marie. Thank you.